Hey guys, welcome. My name is George Nassa. Today what I'm going to show you is how to actually cut a vector in half, and we're going to correct the vector. So we're going to use a model, we're going to correct the vector, how to create a nice shank tapered on the bottom. We're going to give it a nice high shoulders. Okay, first we open our project. We're going to go to our model, start with the rotary axis as we did before. We're going to give this a name. It doesn't matter, let's just create a model. Um, let's call this one George. And pick the size 7, and accept. Okay, this is what we're going to do today. So we're going to work on this area here. It's very important. You're going to see it. And we're going to do the top. So we're going to do two things. I'm going to do it very fast, but I'm going to take my time showing you. So first we're going to take the outer circle. We're going to Control C, Control V. So copy and paste. So we have this circle. Now we're going to draw two lines. We could either draw them or we could just bring that up. So let's just draw them. Okay, because I'm going to taper it. So we're going to click here, go across. You're going to see this little circle is going to line up with it. See the circle with the arrow going, right through it? That means it's perfectly aligned with the other node right here. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, or we could just copy it bottom. So select the center line, hold the shift key, select the top, and copy to the bottom. Okay. Now we have our two rails. We're going to create a cross section. We're going to do one cross section here. Doesn't matter the size. Select it. Press N for node. Remove the bottom. Okay. And we're going to escape and click on it again. Hold the control key so we could copy and bring another one. So that copies the cross section. We're going to select the cross section. Either one, it doesn't matter. Press N for node. We're going to A for arc. And we're going to bring this down a little bit. We don't need it that high, because this is going to be our side profile of the top of the shank, and this is going to be the bottom of the shank. Okay, so this is the side profile of the ring. So let me just show you when we sweep it what it looks like. Okay, if we just went here and we just sweep this model, right? Let's close this, and we're going to sweep it, and let's look at it from 3D view, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so whether you do merge high, it doesn't matter. So we could apply and cancel. Now we have a perfect circle, okay, which is our ring. All right. So now what we're going to do is, I don't like that, right? So it's too thick down here. So it's even all the way around. But what happened if we're going to do high shoulders here and make this a little bit thinner? So we're going to take a different approach. So let's erase this. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the bottom circle that we created on the bottom. We're going to nudge it up. Okay. Now it gives us a really high shoulder, right? So if we sweep this, we have a nice sweep across. So let's look at it this way. So we're going to go from the top, hold the shift key down. Let's take this cross section and hold the bottom, and we're going to sweep it. Okay. So that's what it looks like. We have a nice half round with a high shoulder, and it's tapered here. See how it looks really nice. Okay. But what happens if there's stones in the middle? See, it's easy when you create a nice, straight shank. That's easy to do. But if you have stones, for example, I'm just going to put a stone here. Okay. And I'm going to copy and bring this over here. Okay, so I'm going to select this stone here, hold the shift key, select that one, and you could right click and group them and press, let's say, F12. Okay, and we're going to raise this. Let's give the height of this, for example, 2.5 milli, right? So that's what it looks like. So we're going to apply and cancel. Okay, then we're going to sweep our ring, which is the shank. So we're going to, in this order. So let's do the flat one for now. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Okay, let's see if we do merge high what happens. Okay, see, we have all this look here. I mean, there's a few ways you could fix it. You would have to punch this through, but our shank is all the way across. We could raise this up. Okay, so let's actually raise these two circles up. Let's make those 3 millimeter, and that's, now we have our shank. Okay, so apply and cancel. All right, so, but here's what happened. We have this little thing here in the middle, okay, because it's cutting right across. I mean, what do you want to sit there and and draw around here to get rid of that and zero it. It's too much work, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to create the shank only half from this point all the way down, then we're going to copy to the other side, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that. So it's very important you pay attention, please. So we're going to zero this, okay? So let's just do, restart it, okay? Let's do one here in the middle. We're only going to do one, okay? Let's make this diameter, and let's make this 5.5. Create, cancel, okay? So make sure that's center. Press F9 to center it. So this is our shank. Now, where are we going to erase this here? We're going to erase this, okay? So we're going to redraw our lines. So we're going to go from this line. We're going to snap it here, and we're going to come up to the ring. We could go all the way up here, but I want to keep it right there, okay? Right click and left click. That will escape out of this. So now we have this. So we're going to copy this to the bottom. Hold the center line, hold the top rail, copy it to the bottom. Now we have our two rails. So if you click on it, press N for node, make sure the green is here. If you happen to have a red here, so right click on the node and you could actually reverse it, okay? So you could reverse the vector. You want them to start from green up. It's very important. So you want that node to be green, not red. So if you don't do that, see what happens. If I sweep this, and that's on red, so they're going opposite directions now. So you want to make sure they're both going in the right direction. So make sure both nodes are green, okay? So now we're done with this area here. So this is what's important you got to pay attention to. So we're going to go to this node, to this vector. We're going to press N for node. We're going to go to this node here. We're going to highlight right over. We're going to press C to cut and press C to cut. So now we only have half a vector, okay, half that circle. Now what we're going to do, we're going to unwrap it. We're going to create our cross section, okay? So we're going to go to this tool. You see it says Unwrap Profile. So it gave us this here, okay? All right, so this is our cross section. All right, so that's when it unwrapped it for us. So what we're going to do now, we're going to create the shank, okay? So we're going to go in this tutorial, we're going to use the two rail sweep this time, okay? We're going to top, hold the shift key down, bottom cross section, which is going to be flat here, the top cross section, which is going to give us the half round. Before you do it, you click on this, make sure you click on the sweep profile. So that's what it looks like now. So we have half of it. You can see it tapers from the bottom, and you could actually set them, and you could position them where you want them, okay? So now it starts here, tapers, it starts flat, and it goes up to a half round. Okay, now you see this one here, this is where it's important. So we're going to select this now, and we're going to say set the Z mode profile. So it's actually gave us the same exact height as the thing, and we're going to make sure vector control exact height. So now give us the exact height of that side profile. And merge high, apply, and cancel. So now we have a perfect half shank that will line up with the circle, and it starts flat on the bottom and goes up to half round, okay? So now all we have to do is just copy over to the right side. We're going to go to relief mirror and left to right, and now we have a beautiful shank that's already ready to put a basket in the center. You could actually import a basket from the library, or you could just create your own basket. Like I said before, I like to create my own basket. But here's the problem here with creating your own basket. You see this particular basket, if you go above 3 millimeter, it's gonna look oval. So let's make this a little bit bigger, okay? And we're gonna go, for example, I'm gonna go here. Let's do this 7 millimeter, right? Create and cancel. I'm gonna push this through. I'm gonna push it through. I'm gonna make it actually 4 millimeter, okay? Now look what happened on top. See how it looks oval? I mean, that's not the look we want, because I wanted a round stone. But look what happened. It got distorted. And the higher you go, the worse it gets. Yeah? See what happens? So anything above 3 millimeter, we didn't ask for oval. We asked for round. Okay, we're going to fix that. And I'm going to show you how to fix that. So we're going to cancel here. So we're going to take that particular vector here. Okay. We have two ways to do this. We could do it with this particular tool. With this tool, create a flat plane. Okay. And you could actually give it a height. Okay. Let's move this over a little bit. So we're gonna give this a height of 5, and you could leave them the way they are. You could start from the edge up. I would leave them, and you could see how nicely this basket looks here, but the bottom's still distorted. See that? All right, but the top looks pretty good. But if you're milling, okay, you're gonna get nice straight edges because so it might look a little oval here. You could file it a little bit, but at least the top looks nice and round. Okay, let's Control and Z and escape this for a second. Okay, look what happened to this here. Okay, so let's try a different option. Okay, so create a flat plane, 5 millimeter. Let's start from the edge up and accept. Okay, uh, vertical. Okay, I'm sorry, we didn't select the vector. Okay, so let's try this here again, and we're gonna start it here. See, it's getting worse on the bottom, so Control Z to go back. Okay, and let's try a different option. Let's try this one here, and let's select the vector. We can forget to click on the vector, and let's try this option. See, I'll give you a nice round edge on the bottom and a nice round edge on top. Okay, now we're gonna punch some holes in it. Okay, so put your hole. Okay, see, watch what happens now. Okay, 0. It's oval. So that's why we have to correct that vector. Okay, so Control Z. So let's correct that vector. So we're going to go correct vector. We're going to say correct at 5 millimeter and accept. So now when we zero this, okay, it gave us a nice round, even though the bottom is awful, but the top is nice and rounded. You could work with the back relief to clean that up too as well. It will give you a way better look from the bottom. We'll do another video on that, but just for now you can see how nicely it's done. That's how you're going to correct it. Otherwise you'll have oval everywhere and you cannot go above the 3 millimeter. Okay, you could add prawns and you do the same thing with the prawns. You have to actually correct them, otherwise they'll be all oval looking. All right, I hope you enjoy this, and hope that you subscribe, and we'll see you and talk to you next video. Thank you for watching.